Hey everybody, so I'm going to make a video explaining how to do reverse dictionary. So for this video, I haven't actually solved reverse dictionary in quite a long time, so I don't really remember how to solve it. Rather than solve it and then just kind of show you the answer on here, I really want to show you my thought process on how to solve something like this, and how can you get comfortable with like what is in, how do I work with the dictionary, how do I get the elements out. So this might end up being a slightly longer video, but feel free to skip through it. I'll see if I can try and put some time codes in the bottom to say like, here's where I'm figuring things out, here's where I'm actually solving things. I'll do my best to do that, but we'll see. No promises. All right, so let's get into the actual coding of this. So we have this reverse dictionary. So we have there's a bunch of keys in here. I think some critical stuff, keys and values. The values are all stored inside of lists, so I need to make sure I deal with that. And then there's a couple things. Sometimes a key has a single value, but also sometimes a key has more than one value. Similarly, sometimes two keys will share the same value. Like in this example, I don't know this finished word here, but this finished word should, in our reverse dictionary, that should be a key, and both of these two things should be values, right? Yeah. So this, I'm gonna say kusi, I don't know, should refer to 6 and fur. All right, so let's see what we got in here. A couple key methods I'm gonna need to have in order to solve this one. I think I'm given. I need to make sure I have to add this into the code. Let's do this. Let's make sure indentation is okay. All right, let's just pause. All right, let's try and pause it here and there when I'm just doing a little bit of organizing, but otherwise I'll try and let the feed run a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is like, I would just want to check out and see, okay, I think I can get key.values is the command I'm looking for. Let's print those, and let's print d.keys. I think those are the two major ones I want to run. I just want to see, like, because these are important for like actually getting access to these values. Getting access to like what's stored inside the dictionary. So these are dictionary values. I probably want to convert these. What that tells me is they are not lists like I might have thought they would be. They are, looks like dictionary values, dictionary keys. Typically we convert these into lists. Okay, so pretty straightforward. So these, all right, so now what I need to do is I need to loop through the values. I think the easiest thing to do is just loop through the values and find, let's see, so I could do something like, let's try this for, let's say value in d.values. And like the way I would like to do this is just, before I do anything else, I just want to run it and see if like, okay, make sure I'm actually getting the right thing. Okay, I'm getting out all the values just the way that I wanted to. Because I wasn't sure, do I have to convert this into a list? I don't think so. It's probably an iterable, which means we can loop through it. But I just want to check that first and make sure I'm confident that that's going to work. All right, so now what we're going to do, you know what I should put up here is I should make like an answer, make a little answer dictionary. And then I think the easiest thing to do, let me try one other thing. This might be a little bit longer of a video. I want to try something. I can't remember if this works or not. I'm almost tempted to pause the video because I don't think that works yet. Okay. All right, so now what do we need to do? Okay, so we have our values. We're getting our values out of here. Okay, I tried something else. I was sure that I could do key value in here, but I have to do d items. So that'll get out a, let's see, what is d items going to pull out? D items. Just try and run that. What do we get? Let's ignore this. Are we going to get a list? I was going to say a list, but I'm not sure it's going to be. Okay, another dictionary object. No, not really. All right, let's run that. Okay, so we do get a list. Okay, so it's a combination of, we have some tuples in here, because I know these are parentheses, and then so there's a bunch of tuples, and then there are these things inside there. And then there's the actual tuple with a key, and then a list for the value. All right, so let's go back up here. So I have access to both of these. Okay, this is going to make things pretty easy, because what I want to do for here is, because I'm going to get access to both the key and the value, the easiest thing I can do in here is I can say, I think what I want to do is I want to loop through for, let's say, word in value, because again, value is going to be Those are things that are stored. That's these things here. It is a list. So I'm going to loop through there. And for each one of those, I need to answer key. Oh, no. I'm going to mess that up. Oh, it's not value. It's word. Is equal to answer. Oh, is equal to key. Okay. So value, when I loop through here, value is going to pull out like a list like this. Like in the very first loop, it's going to pull out this list. I'm going to look for a word in that list. And then every time I find it, for example, here, I'll find this, the CUDA, okay. I'm going to find that in the list, and then I'm going to set that in my dictionary with this. So that'll be my key, and then my value will be what was the key in the original one. All right, so that should work, and this should loop through, and that should handle something like this very well. Now, okay, so let's just try and let's return this dictionary. It's not totally correct yet, but we're getting pretty close. Let's get rid of that. Let's see, this should be working. It should be roughly good. Okay, so we have some of these things working out well. Now let's see, it's these, now we have to deal with like these two. And I think what happened here is when we run our code through here, initially we're going to pull out this K word, I don't know, and it's going to be equal to 6. But then as we loop through this next one, like when we're doing this loop, as we loop through here, we're going to update this value and we're going to kind of overwrite 6 with fur. So what I'm going to say here is I need to check to see if the word's already in the dictionary. Oh, let me see. I think there's a couple ways I can do this. Let's say if, oh, you know, I could do this a couple different ways. If word is not in, I think that word, maybe it's not in, D dot, wait, okay, because I want to look through. So basically, I need to check to see if our new key is already in the library. Like for example, in here, the K word here is. I need to check to see if it's already in the library. If it's already in the library, then I should. Oh, and I have another thing to add in here. If it's already in the library, I needed to add it to a. I need to add it to that existing the thing in the library. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so if as I'm running through here. If I find a key that already exists in the library, I need to, instead of like overwriting that key value pair, I need to go into value and I need to append the second thing onto here. And that actually reminds me of something else in here, is that I need to make this a list. I think I can just do that and that'll make me a list here. Okay. I'm trying to think what I can do here. Okay. A little early in the morning for me to be thinking this through. All right, so I was going to mess this up a little bit because I was going to check for D, but I really need to be looking at the answer. So I'm going to look through my answer keys. Let's see. If it's not in there, then set it in there. Let's try this. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, I should have done this. Return a list. Oh, that's looking pretty good. All right, great. So now all I need to do in here is just add in else. I check to see if the word is not in the answer, in the set of keys for answer. Otherwise, if it is, I need to say answer dot answer word, which is going to return a list, append key. I think that's right. For key value in here. Or do I need to? Yeah, right. All right, let's see if this works. I feel like it does work. Okay, I was just thinking through, like, seems like, I think that was right. I was trying to think if I missed anything in here. Sometimes having all these different, like, variable names are a little bit, it's a key value in items, but then it's flipped in the other one, so it's a little bit kind of confusing to think back and forth. All right, I believe I got the answer. Let's see, is my test going to work? Is Test Explorer going to work? Unit test. Hey, there we go. Okay, perfect.